my name is Heather from Fork in the Loaf. Today, I'm gonna try something a little bit different. I like to pack my husband's lunches for work. He works a 12-hour shift. This next week, he's gonna be working 5 out of the 7 days of the week. And so that's quite a few lunches that I like to send him off with. And being summertime, I have a little extra time to do all of that. And so, I get online a lot of YouTube, a lot of Pinterest, try to figure out what to feed him, get some ideas. And a lot of them are really packages of this, packages of that. We don't do a lot of packaged food. So I figured I would do kind of how I pack lunches. I sometimes use the ideas that I get from their channels or their blogs, whatever. And then I kind of cater them or kind of alter them a little bit to work with what our diet is like and how we eat. I am going to bring you along with me as I pack him a lunch. So this is the first day, and we did do hot dogs for dinner tonight, which is kind of unusual, but it is Sunday and I didn't want to cook a lot, and so I am going to get this started. Let me make sure you can see everything and make sure that everything is where you can see it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these last 2 hot dogs that we had left over. I've got a few potatoes left, and I'm going to cut these up, and then I'm just going to fry this together with onions, and I will be back to show you what all that looks like. So while that is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and prepare some of the other stuff that I've got going for him. He likes stuff like carrot sticks, celery sticks, and ranch. That's one of his favorites. He's pretty simple. He's pretty content with whatever he gets, but he likes his food kind of on the simple side. Okay, and then, so there's ranch, and we're gonna put some celery sticks, a nifty little tub here. I kind of like, we often get the celery that's just still in the stalk. I think they last longer than these do, but we were right at Costco and I didn't want to go to the store. So I just grabbed it what they had. And I'm going to go rinse these off real quick. See, I always cut those ends off because I don't know if you can see them, but they start to get kind of dry and gross. And yep, I'm just going to cut them all in about half. And he has celery sticks. I kind of like him with, I've never tried them, but I'd like to do the cream cheese with the everything bagel. But I kind of like them with peanut butter. That's probably my preference. All right, so we've got celery and ranch. I'm going to set these right here. In here, I have leftover broccoli, and I just threw some butter on there. Oh, and I want to put some of this Creole seasoning stuff that we love. My dog's barking. Creole seasoning that we love. So we've got celery sticks and ranch, broccoli, and then we have some potato salad. This is my husband's family's potato salad, and it's pretty good. We have youth that ask him, "Are you bringing your potato salad?" So it's pretty good. So we've got that, and what I try to pack for when I'm packing him lunch is he's going to have 3 breaks. And then breakfast in the morning. So he gets up about 4 something in the morning. He'll eat a little bit of breakfast, take it with him, and eat the rest of his breakfast at his first break. And then he could have some of the celery snacks or whatever, whatever he has next. I'm really not sure what he eats when. I just know that we try to make sure that he has enough to get him through the whole day. Another thing that I like to send him with is kind of bento box kind of, or like, what are those called? Those Lunchable kind of things. So I have some of that salami that you get, summer sausage or something like that. So I just slice a bunch of that up. And I'm going to quarter these things because we're going to give him some wheat thins to go with them. And I'm just going to shove some of this in here. And We love smoked Gouda. And Costco, of course, was doing a demo on them. And oh, it was so good. So we grabbed a big chunk. And it works really good for doing stuff like this. And you could do this in chunks, but if I can get it to slice right, I will send him with slices. Let's just get this wax off. It's so soft. Maybe that's not the way to do it. Close enough. Holy cow. And then I'm just gonna make them small enough to go little chunks to put on his little wheat thins. So we've got the meat and cheese, celery sticks and ranch. I've got broccoli and potato salad. I've got his main course cooking. And I'm just gonna put some of these in here for part of a snack. This is like one of those treats that we get for him every once in a while because he loves wheat thins. We just I don't always remember to buy them even. I don't do a lot of this. We do chips a lot. Chips and crackers are probably the more processed stuff that we eat on a regular. I'll give him that. I usually just pack him a fork and I always roll it in paper towels. One, you need a napkin, and two, covers the fork. And then in the morning, he has a lunchbox, and he'll get up and he'll put his ice things in it, and he will put all this stuff in it. And as soon as the lunch is ready, I will post a picture of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut this video off. I gotta come back to you tomorrow to show you the next video, to show you the next lunch. So I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so still working on this second lunch. Got his water bottle out. I did the sushi rice earlier. I'm gonna take about a tablespoon or two of the shredded carrots and just put enough in there to add a little bit of color. I'm going to add just a little bit of the cucumber to add a little bit of color. Then I'm gonna add 1, 6, I think should be good. And then I will take the sriracha mayo that I made, and I just kind of want to drizzle this across, try and drizzle it. He likes this stuff, so I can be a little on the heavy-handed side with this. After I put some of the sriracha mayo on it, I'm going to take, it gets messy, but this is medium sweet soy sauce, which kind of makes it, I think. On top of all of that, I have toasted black and white sesame seeds in here. And that will be his sushi bowl. I feel like, oh, I am forgetting something. So in my jar here, I have a packet of this roasted seaweed snack. So I'll send about 4 sheets with him, and he can put that on there. You can crumple it up and he can tear it up. You can put it on there. You can wrap stuff in there like a sushi. Okay, so for tomorrow's lunch, he has a sushi bowl with seaweed. He has apples and peanut butter. He has granola bars and almond butter. He's got his oatmeal that he'll add raisins, and if he wants a sweetener added to it, he can do that tomorrow. It has cinnamon and salt, water, and steel cut oats that I cooked this morning. And then there's a hint water here. They have these on sale at Costco. There's nothing sweet in it. It literally just tastes like water with it tastes like water as you're drinking it, and then it has like this hint of flavor afterwards. So I'm gonna send this with him, and then he's got his water bottle. So that is his lunch for day 2. Okay, so today is day 3, and I'm going to do, for his main course, we're gonna just send him the leftover pot roast dinner that we had tonight. We had gone out to the water park over and packed a lunch and just had a bunch of snacky type food. So I'm gonna take the leftovers. So I've got the cucumber, the leftover cucumbers that I had, and I'm just gonna cut up a green onion. Throw that in there with it. Then I'm just gonna take some ranch dressing, some of my homemade ranch. Take some of that homemade ranch dressing. Just mix it up like this. Okay. Some of our other snacks today is I cut up a bunch of cheese pieces of the smoked Gouda and this marble cheese. And so I will just send him some of this and then some of the summer sausage that we cut up today as well. I have some more of these wheat things. I'm going to send him with some of those. So he's got some apples from the last time, and we still have the peanut butter. So I'm going to send these back with him. So he's got apples and peanut butter, meat, cheese, crackers, cucumber salad, leftovers, a bag of Cheetos. That's going to be his treat. I do have a muffin that needs to be eaten still, so I'm going to send him this last blueberry muffin. And he's got a juice, ice that we still have we have several left. And his water bottle, and that his lunch for tomorrow. Okay, so we are moving into day 4. And I just want to put together his treat real quick so it has a chance to cool before we put it into his lunch tomorrow. So I just have one of these. I think they're a 2-cup size. You can get Anchor or Pyrex. I don't mind the Anchor bottoms, but I like the Pyrex lids better. Anyway, that's nothing. That's neither here nor there. So in here, I have some of my homemade apple pie filling. And I'm gonna make him a quick apple crisp. It is hot. We're dealing with that heat, we're in Idaho, beginning of July. It's pretty normal for us to be hot, but it is like 103 degrees today. So it's a little hotter than normal. I remember when we first moved here about 6 years ago, it was 112 degrees the day we moved here. That was fun. I'm gonna take about a cup, probably maybe a cup and a half. The joy of doing this yourself is really, you can use however much you want to. And I think a cup and a half is good. So earlier today, I whipped up some crumble. I wish I would have saved this to show you, but I have equal parts butter, brown sugar, and flour. And then I have double oats. And then I throw in so this has a half a cup of butter, a half a cup of flour, and a half a cup of brown sugar with 1 cup of oats. And then I threw in a teaspoon of cinnamon and about a half a teaspoon of salt. It's just an easy, basic crumble. And so I like the crumble a little on the thicker side. I think he does too, because he loves my crisp. And so I'm gonna do like that. And I'm gonna use my air fryer because it is hot. So for my husband's main course today, I'm gonna send him with a couple of wraps, and I'm gonna do them with these. I just found these and I don't know if they're any good. Normally he would just use a normal flour tortilla wrap, but I thought, oh, let's try something a little different. So I'm gonna make 2 of them, and I'm going to put a little bit of mayonnaise in there. Some mustard. And I'm going to use pastrami. It's one of his favorite meats, and so having a little extra mustard is not a bad thing with pastrami. I think pastrami and mustard go beautiful together. So I'm going to take about I just picked this up at the deli at Walmart, which is not usually where I get it from, but I was there, so I grabbed some. So I'm just gonna put 2 slices. And then I've got this Havarti cheese from Costco, which is my favorite. I love Havarti cheese. And I will take 1 slice of this, and I'm gonna break it in half. Set it right there, and then I've got some clean lettuce that I've already cleaned. And I'm going to put a few leaves of this on. I want to put quite a few because I think it kind of needs that crunch and yum. And then I will just take this and just roll it up fairly tight. I'm not super worried about the end being open. He can fold the end as he eats it. Line it. And I'll line it with a piece of parchment paper. And yes, he has an open end on each end, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm gonna try and stand these up a little bit. 2, and then I wanna do 1 more. So last year, I grew mild jalapenos, and I made a cowboy candy with it, and it is so yum. I wish you could taste it and smell it and all that fun stuff. So I am going to take a little bit of this out. It's not super spicy hot. I love the taste of these, but I don't really care for a lot of spicy hot. So I'm just gonna put, you know, what, 2 teaspoons-ish maybe? And now I will put 2 pieces of pastrami. I will wrap this nice and tight. Cut it in half. And try and squeeze this into here with this again. I don't know if this parchment paper is going to hinder him or help him, but I got them all 4 in. This might be a problem, actually. We'll see. I mean, if worst comes to worst, he can pull this out to help pull the pieces out. I don't know if this is going to get soggy before tomorrow. I've never really made him a wrap. Normally the wraps that we eat when we make them. So this will be a nice experiment to find out whether it'll last overnight, kind of a thing. So in here, I just have some ranch. Okay, so for his lunch, for sure, I do have some broccoli. And I do buy it this way because we eat a lot of broccoli. It's one of those things that work well for lunches. It works well for dinner to throw in a pot and steam it real quick. It works well for everything. And so I'm just going to throw a baggie of broccoli in here. Cucumber salad that we made yesterday. I've got the apple crisp that I made him today. He's got these sandwiches or wraps. And then he's got some broccoli with ranch dressing. I will send him with another ice. He's at work right now with his water bottle. So that's a wrap for 4, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5 of his lunches, and that will be the last lunch for this week. Okay, so today is day 5. Last day this week that I need to make him a lunch. And last night we had pork steak, and I made some mashed cauliflower and some gravy from the drippings from the pork steak. So I just put some mashed cauliflower on the bottom, put some pork, and cut the pork up, and then put some gravy on there. He can take it to work and pop it in his microwave and heat it up there. That's his main dish. And then I have another of the apple crisp. This is one of the ones that got kind of dark on the top. He'll eat it just fine. And he loves apple pie. It's like one of his favorite desserts, so I'm not too worried about him having to eat another one. He will not cry. I'm going to give him a hint water. It's a pineapple flavored one. I'm going to put in some cherries that we just got today from the store. I'm going to go wash them real quick. I don't even know if he likes cherries, actually. I've never really taken them before. I don't know if this is in the way, actually. So I have his main course. Yeah, I don't know if that was in the way. Sorry, guys. For his, I'll just set this like that. There we go. For his veggie, we're going to do more carrot sticks, more celery sticks, carrot sticks, and some ranch. He's kind of a simple guy. He kind of likes simplicity. I'm the one who likes to kind of doctor things up a little bit more for him. And then for the carrots, now he probably will not eat all of these vegetables in one sitting, but it'll be, he keeps everything really cold. It goes, all of his stuff goes into the refrigerator. So whether it's sitting in his cold lunchbox or in my fridge here at home, I'm gonna put them all into this container, and he'll be able to take these with him for the next couple of times that we do this, or maybe he'll skip one day, we'll do it another day, or one of the girls can eat it out of the fridge. My dogs love carrots. He's right here waiting for me, smelling the carrot. Okay. I'm going to cut these to size first, and then sometimes I'll add broccoli to this too, but for this one I'm just going to have this all prepared for the next. So he actually works overtime next week, so I will start next week's tomorrow. You'll probably see either this, or you'll see this sometime next week, I'm sure. I kind of like to do 4 of these at least, and if they're something people like, then I will continue, but I want to do at least 4. Perfect. So he's got his celery, carrots, ranch, cherries. I got his main course, his the mashed cauliflower with pork and gravy, and his apple crisp and a hint water, and then of course he has his water bottle that he'll get to take with him. And this is going to be his lunch for 2. I better do something else. Kind of getting basic here. I love summertime because we do have stuff like this, like these available, but this will be a good snack that's not fruits or vegetables. I know I've not done almond butter. I think I'm going to do peanut butter next time, and I'll send him 2. He doesn't eat them both at work. It's okay. He can bring it home and eat it another time. And I take my stick blender to it, but it doesn't always get every little part of it, so I try to mix it up a little bit every time I use it. Can you hear my dog munching away on a carrot? Sometimes I even like to make a chocolatey one. Ooh, maybe I'll do that for next week. We'll do a chocolate peanut butter filling for this. One of my all-time favorite things in life is chocolate and peanut butter together. I'm gonna just set these in here like this, and I will put this in the refrigerator, I think, because I've got the peanut butter. I don't know if that's really a bad thing, if it just sits out. But we'll put it in the fridge just to be on the safe side. It might soften it up a little bit, but it's okay. I think that kind of adds something to it for me. Next week, I should be incorporating some bread items to it as well. And I kind of recently discovered a new way to put this in the refrigerator so he knows that this is for lunch, and I'll show you what it is. So I just happen to have this little guy hanging around as an extra, and I just cleaned it out. I don't think it's really been used for much. It wasn't really exceptionally dirty or anything, so I just cleaned it out, and everything that's going to go in here is going to be packaged anyway. So I just have this little plastic tote, and I'm just going to put these in here, this in here, this in here, and then in the morning when he gets ready to go to work, he can just pull everything out of here and know that this is all the stuff that's going into his lunch. And then I'll just put this on the shelf in the fridge, and that's his 5th lunch. So I love getting ideas from other people to do for lunches, and so I figured I would take you on the journey of how I do it, because a lot of the ideas I'm finding are very processed, like a lot of bags of things, bags of chips. Like granola bars would be one, but they're all different. We don't do a lot of that kind of stuff here. We do a lot of scratch. I do a lot of scratch. If I had my way, we would do 85 to 95% of homegrown, home processed foods, not stuff that you purchase in a package. I know it's not realistic, especially I don't live on a farm. I don't grow my own meat. I do have my own chickens, so we have our own eggs. I do garden, and I do a lot of canning and dehydrating and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is there is some of the normal real life that you have to bring into it. And for me, the reality, let me rephrase that. For me, the reality is I don't have a farm, so I have to make do with what I can, and I have to do the best I can. And in the best that I can, I know I can cook from scratch. I know I can use whole foods, and I know that I can incorporate what I can do for my family. So this is kind of my interpretation of that incorporation. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the fridge. Thank you for joining me on this adventure of A Fork and a Loaf, and I will be back next week with another video on husband's lunches. I'm also working on a dinners, like what we do for dinner, and I will just see how that goes, and stay tuned.